if there were peaceful protests on Saturday for the military parade, President Trump would allow that?
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. Rick Cal.
Thank you.
You knew, let it die. I know you're sad and feeling broken hearted. You left your heart a house that's haunted. Let it die. Let go of everything you ever wanted, of everyone you ever thought you knew. Let it die.
UK, and we just signed a document. This is, sorry about that. This is it. A very important document. A little windy out here. Give me that.
You're listening.
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time. Open your mouth.
Close your eyes.
We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters, the show that is officially hedging our bets and supporting both Israel and Iran in the current conflict. we're rooting for our first favorite team and our second favorite team. We're just not going to say which is which. Eric Zane over there. I'm Christian Bladt. Easy. How are you today?
Never better. Beautiful, beautiful day here in Michigan. So we're just soaking up the sun. I'm getting more handsome by the second. How about you?
I'm getting much less handsome by the second. You're aging in reverse. You have a Benjamin Button quality to you. The hair has never looked better, I have to admit.
Appreciate that. Likewise. I mean, your round moon face has never been framed better.
Thank you. I think we had some important comments in the chat. Dwyer Christian saying, vote Vinny, obviously referring to the creep off. Vinny was on our show last week.
Right.
But Carl gives us money. So Hamilton Burger with a vote Carl. And Prairie Judge asks a great question. How many intros do you guys need? 4. Apparently you've never watched Point Dabble Point. All right. Our intro is nothing compared to some of these other shows out there. I watched Potato Soup this morning, and it's like 5.5 minutes of Cardiff playing clips. So
I couldn't get past the intro. I turned that on not long ago, and I was like, God, okay, enough intro. Just get to the meat. God.
Well, that's what people say about this show. And we do a lot of intro because we want to give a chance for upwards of 40 people to show up here. That's why we're still vamping. And people tune in for the meat of this show. And that meat is only one thing, Eric, super chats.
There you go. We already have one under our belt from Dwyer Christian with easy watch the entire parade to laugh at the troops.
That's going to be a big part of our angle. I have a lot of clips.
I mean, that was quite a spectacular event. I cannot wait to cover it.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, you can have Christian actually sign off with your own joke or disparaging comment about an ethnic minority or whatever. Just write it in the chat. Some of YouTube won't allow you to say certain things, but there are ways around it.
Yeah.
And do your best and attach a dollar amount to it. I would suggest $10 to $20. That's usually the going rate to get announced as the sign off for the show.
But by the way, the biggest joke, the funniest amount you can donate is $100. It's so funny when people give us $100. It makes us laugh
much more
so hard.
Funnier.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But we thank Dwyer Christian for the $2. This is as we were getting started. Prairie Judge declaring, "We're here. We're queer. We want Eric Zane." Your king is right there. All right.
There you go.
I know it's popular to say no kings, but your king is Eric Zane. And
they have great taste, and that's why they're here. They are here for the sex.
Yes, not penetration, just the sex appeal, I think, is the important thing to offer up on here. All right, let's start as we so often do with some local news.
WATB, who are these local news? Who are these local newscasters?
We've shown a fair amount of police chases on this show, but very rarely do they look exactly like a video game where the person being chased is actually putting obstacles on the highway behind them. So let's take a look at a recent chase where a pickup truck was being pursued.
Somebody in the bed of the pickup truck, white male with a gray shirt, black pants.
A man threw wooden boards from the back of a pickup truck during a high-speed chase with law enforcement.
Yep, he's trying to dump boards. Use caution, guys. He's trying to dump boards on you.
The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office said the truck was fleeing a police stop for multiple traffic violations and said...
I mean, look, if you got a bunch of shit in the flatbed, you might as well toss it on there.
This is straight out of the Oath Keeper's handbook. This is outstanding.
Yeah, they're not going to take us alive. And if they do, they're going to have to get around a lot of boards. This is probably a couple of guys who played a lot of Frogger when they were kids.
He's living the dream of from my cold dead fingers. That's how these fuckers roll.
But this isn't even really the best part. This is amazing. I love these guys, but let's see how determined they are to not be caught.
The occupants were, quote, believed to be connected to recent thefts in the area.
More boards, watch out, guys.
Authorities say they deployed multiple stop sticks on the road, causing some of the GMC Sierra's tires to deflate and shred.
What do you think happens if your tires deflate? I guess it's game over and the police chase ends, right?
Maybe, but I'm guessing that does not happen here. If it's round, you just keep going.
You can keep going. Let's
First
see how long
tires
they
to
can go.
deflate and shred, but the car continued driving on its rims.
Gave up an opportunity to get off, and he's still running into opposing traffic here.
The truck later drove in the wrong direction on Interstate 75, ultimately causing a 6-vehicle collision.
I don't like that.
Where's the dude? That's all I want to see.
Well, don't worry. We're going to see him. But let's see the 6-vehicle crash again.
75, ultimately causing a 6-vehicle collision.
Boom!
Multi-car crash. The white male's out on foot.
Yep, he's on
The
foot.
4 people in the truck attempted to flee on foot, but were apprehended and transported to area hospitals, the sheriff's office said.
Okay, so they say that, but they speak too soon because in the video, they're still in pursuit.
They're jumping down the onto the on-ramp here and off of Seabridge, it looks like.
Well,
No serious injuries were reported from the incident.
Did you
The
see
sheriff's
that? Holy
office
shit, he hopped the fence.
I mean, he flipped over the fence.
Yeah, that is some serious athleticism. You cannot deny the formidable physical effort by these guys. God damn.
I mean, this
serious
is definitely
injuries
video
were
game
reported
level
from the
stuff.
incident.
You know, they're able
The sheriff's
to go
office
around
says both the
through,
crash
over
investigation
everything.
and the related criminal investigation are still underway.
Now there was a guy in the bed though throwing shit at the cops. Did he climb back through that window on the back or something?
So there's 2 guys that we see because you see when the one of them flips the fence, there is the other guy behind him. If you look sort of in the middle of the screen right there,
Yeah.
No
you can see
serious
him, yeah.
injuries were
So this
reported
guy
from
goes
the
there,
incident.
and then I
The
think
sheriff's
that the
office
fence
says
might have
both
been
the crash
no, he
investigation
goes over the
and the
fence
related
too.
criminal
Right. Well, it wasn't. You know
are
how there
still
was a guy
underway.
in the bed when the truck was moving. Well, I thought that if there was going to be a wreck, that guy would fly out Grand Theft Auto style, dead on the highway.
I guess that maybe there were 2 guys in the cab. I just assumed that was the guy from the back. But yeah, he's probably plastered over whatever.
Wow, that
interstate
is
this was in Ohio. Yeah,
and that's outstanding.
yeah. I think if they had gotten away, there should have been no charges. Whatever their previous charges were, they could be forgiven. Because
Right.
yeah. Well, obviously, Chad's missing upper lip. Thanks for the $1.99. Good thing the Chad is funny because Zane isn't. That's very hurtful.
Yeah, God damn it. I'm trying as hard as I can with these jokes. And here you are knifing me, you butt fuck fool. Why says word has it, word has is, I think it means word has it. Taylor Swift is writing a diss track directed at Blake Lively. Surely you're going to cover this.
You will see Taylor Swift later in the show.
I don't know.
So maybe it'll be for that. Maybe it'll be for something else. So those gentlemen obviously will have their day in court. And the thing to remember, Easy, is when you have your day in court, please dress appropriately.
Good morning, sir. What made you think that was a good shirt to wear to court this morning?
Now our audio audience is probably wondering, don't worry. The judge here will tell you what his shirt says.
That's all you could find. That's all. The only shirt you had in your closet. World's best farter. That's great. No, it says, I can read it. I see what it says at the bottom.
Did you hear him try and convince her it says world's best father?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. No, I didn't catch that. And this is outstanding. Wow.
I'm going to say there's a, what they call a non-zero chance that he thinks the shirt really says world's best father. And he doesn't realize it says world's best father. Now, I think he was probably lying to the judge, but I can't rule it out.
You're in felony court. You need to dress appropriately to felony court, and that's not appropriate. And if you have to call 20 to get that done, then call 20. Start this week. Don't wait till the week before court because they are in court. These are just normal common sense things.
Yeah, she's trying to tell him to get a better shirt for when he comes back.
He's one of those people, I think, who has that disease where you lose your eyebrows. I don't know if you noticed that about that dude. He looks like a fucking, a weirdo. You know, I think there was an NBA player who didn't have any hair in his
Yeah,
body.
I realize now what that's not alopecia, right? That's what Jada Pinkett Smith has, but it is.
I think it is.
Okay, maybe it is alopecia. So yeah, he's got no eyebrows, but let's be honest, there's probably something, there could be a story as to why he doesn't have eyebrows too.
I think we referenced it last week. He looks like he could be part of that island where if you get near it, they throw spears at you.
Oh yeah, the one that haven't seen human contact from the outside world. Yeah, they only kill people from the mainland.
I always love judges because they're so hell bent on their way or the highway. I mean, goddamn, they are all about respect in that goddamn courtroom because they get out of there and then nobody likes them.
Yeah, no, definitely. So we're gonna follow this through the legal process. You go to court. Odds are you're going to spend some time in there, especially when you show up in a shirt that says world's best farter and, you're incarcerated. And if you're not good in jail, you get put into solitary. And one sheriff has gotten some attention for a meal that is served if you're in solitary for 3 meals every single day that you're there. I believe the most you can be in solitary is 10 days. So you could potentially get 30 what they're calling Warden burgers.
Ooh.
Department of Corrections is not my boss, so I basically don't give two what they think.
On Wednesday, we sat down with Butler County Sheriff Richard Jones and watched him eat this. It's no ordinary burger.
Okay, I want you to do a good job describing that for our audio audience. We have people who maybe are tuned in right now on YouTube but not looking at the screen because they have to avert their eyes from our beauty.
It's a ball practically of meatloaf in between 2 slices of Wonder Bread.
Yeah. Does it look like it's been cooked? Because it doesn't to me.
It could be. It looks to be a conglomerate of materials in the cafeteria made into a ball.
Yeah. Well, they'll talk a little bit about it, but at no point do they say that it's baked or fried or grilled or anything.
It's what the sheriff
we
calls.
don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
A Warden burger.
So you have 0 complaints about the Warden burger?
Me personally, no. I would eat this. Hell, I'm eating it now.
The sheriff tells us.
I do love this sheriff, by the way.
There you go.
Like, I would eat this. And you can hear him. He's like, it's like when Shannon Sharp talks.
And you got to understand, he lives in an area of the country where he looks like a descendant of Boss Hogg. All right. He's got the big walrus style white mustache, a giant white 10-gallon hat, barrel chested. It's fucking descendant practically of Yosemite Sam.
He's always this close to catching the Duke boys. He got him once, but it turned out it was only Coy and Vance. So he really needs to get Bo and Luke. So.
A couple of chrome elephant tusk handle 6 shooters on his hips.
Yeah.
Spurs that go jingle jangle on his fucking boots.
Let's hear his thought on how he treats the varmints that are incarcerated there.
He's been serving it to inmates in isolation for all 3 meals for the last several years.
This is jail. You don't get to choose. Your mommy and your daddy and your Aunt Lily doesn't get to make your meals. I'm your aunt. I'm your grandpa. I'm the one that gets your meal prepared and make sure it gets done.
I actually do have an aunt that kind of looks like him. So I understand what he's saying. You can still get scared straight even while you're in the pokey, as they say.
I love this. And I love that he's really embracing the fact that this reporter thinks she's got him. And Sheriff Dick Jones is like, fuck you. And he's just diving in fucking head first.
The sheriff says inmates get put in isolation for things like fighting, and the burger is an added punishment.
If you get in trouble and you go to an isolation cell, it's no different than your regular cell. And that's what you get 3 times a day, and you get all the water you can drink. It's very nutritious. It's good for you. It has lots of fiber in it. Fiber is good for you, right?
Sheriff Jones says a diet.
So what I wanted to say is that because the one thing you want to be able to do in solitary is shit as much as possible before you go back into Gen Pop. That is actually a great point. Let's get all the fiber while you're in isolation. It's sort of like a low rent colonic.
Fiber in it. Fiber is good for you, right?
Sheriff Jones says a dietitian approved the burger and it's not made to taste bad.
It's got many ingredients. It's made with
as?
ground turkey, potatoes, carrots. It's got celery. It's got flour.
He says the punishment is in not having variety. Jones says inmates can be in isolation for up to 10 days at a time, which means they could eat up to 30 Warden burgers.
Ooh.
It actually sounds all right. All right,
This
so
chick, she is so, and you can see because there was a portion of it where they were playing it in the style of B-roll while she narrated it, and she's waving the finger, and she's like, you can tell she thinks that she's some kind of investigative reporter exposing some type of conspiracy against the victim that is the prisoner. It's like, holy shit, and this guy's just not having it. It's great.
Well, you're gonna love her even more because at the end of the piece, it finishes, and then she explains that she was unable to taste the Warden burger, but don't worry, she's gonna put the men to work.
Guys, I was not able to try the burger because I'm gluten intolerant, but
Fucking bitch, shut up.
And I think that this might be the one day in her life she was gluten intolerant.
You fucking tart.
She heard
Shut
him
up.
say that there's flour in it, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gluten intolerant."
we have a burger for you guys that the sheriff gave us. You know, because we're doing our job, we
Look at
need to
that
test the
sap.
product, let our viewers know what's going on. So, Rob, I think, or Steve, if you guys could taste test
we're
that
both-
and let us know what it tastes like.
We cut it in half, but
that is actually, they used to do a morning show there.
Token in the Colonel,
they were
live on
Token
Fox
in-
19.
Yeah. And don't forget, you can win $1,000 with our big birthday contest. Isn't that right?
Ayuga, a phrase that pays.
That's right, Colonel. All right. So basically, she throws it back to, me and you in the studio. We know which one's me. And they are like, all right, yeah, sure. So we cut it in half.
just like you said, it does smell like a pizza.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, they take bites. All right.
Too bad you have to go to jail to eat this. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
The only thing missing is my 11 herbs and spices.
thank the sheriff for sending one back. It's not bad.
All right,
Like,
they're totally undercutting this whole goddamn story by saying, yeah, it's not bad. We're on team.
I mean, the sheriff was eating it, but honestly, we know he could be full of shit, especially because that burger has so much fiber in it. So, all right, so we've got these two.
I don't think this is punishment. Would I want to eat it every day? Probably not. 3 meals a day?
I'm a former vegetarian, so I'm used to stuff like this. But actually, it's not bad.
Yeah,
It really
totally.
So,
That was a very, very interesting story, Courtney.
Do you love the way that they talk down to her now?
He
Thanks for
is-
not eating this sandwich.
He is fucking killing her with that. She's getting so pissed.
And that is a very, very interesting story, Courtney, especially for a girl. Anyway, we got to get back to men stuff.
And I'm glad you got the sheriff's perspective, because a lot of times when you see things on social media, it just kind of touches the surface, right?
and sorry, Mom, for talking with my mouth full.
I know.
They
Spit
cut
that
her
in
off.
a bucket. Yeah. They were
She
like,
went like she was about to say something. I think she was going to say, fuck you, token. But she didn't do it.
Well, there might have been a delay. She might have used a little bit more of a choice word there. And they're like, oh, shit, we got to cut away from Courtney. All right. So they try to
damn.
What I love about this is that they try to get back to business.
Tell me about it. Okay, so weather-wise, the humid weather is returning.
Yes, it is. And it looks like we'll make it through the weekend without a lot of humidity. Excuse me.
But
Monday it begins.
Okay.
All right, but it's like the Warden burger just lingers,
Right?
in their
It's-
jowl.
That's a workout. To eat that thing it's a dense burger, the Warden burger.
Yes, exactly. Who, what, why? I don't know, man. I just wouldn't want to mess with Taylor Swift. I wouldn't want to mess with her either. I'm not messing with her. Associate producer Ralph. Cardiff sent me, but I was looking for WAT broadcast. It's a great point, Ralph. Cardiff did make the point earlier today that the show should be called Who Are These Broadcasts? Because the main show is called Who Are These Podcasts?
And we've covered this before.
Yeah. I actually said to Carl, yeah, that's a good idea. We should call it Who Are These Broadcasts? And then all the imaging was already done, the logo and the jingles. So it's Who Are These Broadcasters? So
we've got a team that works on this, but I mean, that's it,
JFK head chunk. This is a great comment. It's an sorry, I don't want to fuck up his joke. It's an in not getting out burger. I love that. That's great. Thank you, JFK head chunk. We appreciate that. So our final entry here in local news, it's going to tie into our next segment. So this is Fox 11 here in Los Angeles. Their Chopper, I assume it's called Chopper 11. I am just guessing. And this is a live stream, so I don't think that the pilot thinks that this conversation is being heard by anyone, let alone being featured on episode 98 of Who Are These Broadcasts, aka Who Are These Broadcasters?
The answer is yes.
Okay, what's the question
then? You know what? I don't care. I don't care about my.
Okay.
I am married. I am legally married. I
All
am
right.
legally married. That's about the only way you can really say it. I am legally married.
Okay.
But I am not looking at now at all. I just had a bunch of debacles with my personal life. Yes, it's true. I know. It's hard to believe.
Oh.
Somebody that doesn't even know what he's talking about in a relationship. And, but, yeah, I got nothing right now. Got nothing, not really looking. Trying to find myself and be happy.
I think that he should probably, if I had to guess, he should basically take that chopper and fly it over a college age women's lacrosse game. You know?
He's on the prowl.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I mean, he's got a helicopter. So if there's no better way to be on the prowl with a helicopter, I don't know what it is. Was that a comment that we should have looked at? Or
No. I it was a bot, and I got rid of it, and so that was it.
Okay. Well, let's get a little bit more from this guy. Because he's just staring out into the abyss that is Los Angeles.
I want to be beholden to no one at this moment.
Well, that's good because you're not.
Do I get lonely? Of course. But I got cats.
I just masturbate.
I want to make sure that
Do I
nobody
get lonely?
misses.
Of course. But I got cats.
I think this guy might be John Melendez. He's got his cat. John wouldn't be able to fly a helicopter, so I know.
No, the helicopter wouldn't be able to get off the ground.
Yeah,
Come on.
Right, exactly. It would have been one of those helicopters you have to breathe in to get it to start, and it wouldn't have started. So he's still going. There's a little bit more. Don't worry. And he's like, all right.
I think all that information's on the internet. Look at all those red cars down there.
This guy.
I think, so we don't hear, there's probably somebody in his ear that's like, by the way, we are streaming right now. Yeah, I think all that information's out there on the internet. Hey, look at all those red cars out there.
He needs to do traffic regularly like this.
Yes. Oh, exactly. You know what? I'll take the wrong freeway somewhere. Oh my goodness. The great Once Over with Kaylee. Feels like Artie Pie should be making quippier remarks. Great to see the Lucy Tightbox here in our chat. I don't know that she's been in here much, and I was going to plug this at the end of the show, but tomorrow on my personal podcast, The Blackcast, Kaylee, aka Lucy Tightbox, will be joining me to talk about the latest Wes Anderson film, The Phoenician Scheme, and she and I are going to talk about where it measures up to his past films, of which we are both fans. Wonderful,
stunning, and smart, sassy, tough as nails. Oh my God.
All these things are true. So obviously, if you want to be featured on the show, you should super chat us or have a great rack. And we see that that just worked right now. And as we transition from these are words. They are definitely words, Kaylee. Thank you. We transition now because that helicopter was looking for protests and protesters and things. Let's bring it on over to politics.
Who are these politics? Who are these politics?
I don't want to oversell this next clip, Easy, but this is one of my favorite clips that we'll have ever featured on the show. And we've been doing it for almost 2 years. So that's saying something. And you made sure I saw this. Trucker Andy made sure I saw this. Everybody knew that, like, okay, This is why Who Are These Broadcasters exist. So in their coverage of President Trump's birthday parade that was masquerading as a celebration of the Army, they brought on Rebecca Koffler. Who's Rebecca Koffler? Well, she's a Russian-born U.S. intelligence expert. And she also has her own podcast called Censored But Not Silenced. And I'll be looking for the episode where she probably responds to what happens here. She's got a lot of credits. She's done a lot of things. She does a lot of hits on Fox News. But I think that this is probably all everyone will remember her for henceforth.
Former Defense Intel Agency officer Rebecca Koffler. Rebecca, what are your thoughts tonight on the incredible symbolism and the messaging that we saw here tonight from the Commander-in-Chief on the Army's 250th birthday?
I am so excited, Emily and Luca.
So the first several words out of her mouth, the anchors are like, uh-oh. I'm so excited. Oh, boy. This is going to be a problem.
Lucas Tomlinson. Everybody, like, this is incredible. Finally, the United States is back. I want to really thank all of our Army, Navy, and Air Force officers who have been sacrificing their lives, literally. Their families have been contributing to the mission. Most of the time for the past quarter of a century.
So she's kind of trying to get it together, but it's her mouth is so numb she can't do it.
When you're drunk like this, you can hear yourself and and there's always that voice in the back of your head. If you slow it down and you speak a little bit more clearly, no one's going to know.
Right.
But Rebecca, unfortunately, we all know. I would love a recording of the control room that are telling the host to interrupt this speech. Prairie Judge, what is that? Oh, ma'am, even your teeth are shrunk. Prairie Judge, that's a great point. We're going to see her teeth as she continues. Chad's missing upper lip. Carl in a wig. That's a very unkind thing to say about our friend Carl. I don't know why you would say that. What was that? What does that one say?
Judge says maybe she's just a retarded reporter. DEI.
Probably not at Fox News.
The Wired Christian gives $2 and says someone drank a gallon of Thunderbird. Good God. Let's hope not. Jesus.
Well, we're only halfway through the clip, so she gets a lot more leeway.
Because of the mismanagement of the administrative states, they've been fighting these foreign wars. But with our new in chief, Donald J. Trump, they are prioritizing.
So that's the first time that one of the anchors tries to talk over her. You heard the guy say, like, okay.
America first. And I want to thank these officers for all of these sacrifices and all of the hardships that their families have been doing.
Yes. Okay, honey, you're gonna need to get some coffee.
They're hoping that if they say those short words, that she'll suddenly like lose some steam. But there's no place for them to jump in. It's too far gone.
No, I think that if the next time that they need to have a filibuster, just give this broad a box of wine and just let her rip.
Boris Jones, you're rocking, man. Like you guys can Lucas.
Thank you.
I want to thank.
They're trying.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you, and thank you for your service too.
Do you think that they were up against a break, Eric?
I don't think so at all.
No, I don't think so either.
And it also makes matters worse that she's got that Michael Strahan gap between her teeth. It just adds to the whole mystique of this nonsense.
Well, I'd like to point out that it's not her fault because she was kept waiting, and she tweeted or whatever, posted this on X earlier. Well, POTUS is apparently encroaching on my airtime. My hit has moved to 8:20 to 8:30. So she was supposed to get 10 minutes. Okay. Depending on how long #Trump takes, I'm honored refilling my champagne glass while waiting for my hit.
Good grief.
The great Dame Taft with a $1.99 super sticker. Dame Taft has left us a video voicemail message, and I trust Dame Taft. I haven't watched it yet. I wanted to watch it for the first time.
This is a serial killer, isn't it?
He's my friend that you say looks like a serial killer. I don't share that opinion. Just always remember
all going on is what I've been influenced by my eyes, and my ears,
right?
And the two big senses say serial killer.
Well, he's just given us $2. Labyrinth Mystic, damn it, YouTube, where was my notification? Keep up the good work, gentlemen. I'm usually listening, not watching. Force closing YouTube, fix the problem. We're glad you're here with us now, Labyrinth Mystic.
Thanks for the tech update. Thank you, and we appreciate the $5.
You guys just gave us $5. You don't have to shit on his post. So we do have some more parade footage. We have some coverage of the parade, which I'm not going to lie, I'm very excited to talk to Eric Zane about this parade as soon as I found out it was happening.
Oh my
and
God.
As I was watching it. So our next clip comes from a gentleman named Stu Peters. You might be like, well, who's Stu Peters? Well, he's a little bit more of a, he's kind of a more extreme Nick Fuentes. Okay. And here's his description. Stu Peters is an American alt-right internet personality. He is known for promoting COVID-19 misinformation and conspiracy theories, homophobia and transphobia, as well as anti-Semitic white supremacist beliefs such as Holocaust denial. He's also notably espoused Indophobic sentiments. I actually don't know what that is, but I want to look up. I want to know more about Indophobia. So the real question is, how have we never featured Stu Peters on this show?
I don't know. He sounds remarkable.
He's right up our alley. So first, it's just going to be a video that he posts, and then I will provide his commentary afterwards. So this is
the likes of Daniel Boone and Abraham Lincoln in their ranks. After the 9/11 terrorist attacks,
Trump saluting, these troops walking.
Did he have to stand there for 2 hours just doing that?
As part of the U.S. Army Special Operations Command,
as they
the
passed,
Ranger Regiment, based out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina, represents a lethal, agile, and flexible.
Okay. So ordinarily, I would be worried that there's guitar riffs playing there, but whoever's playing that throughout the parade, by the way, is so terrible that there's no way that YouTube's going to recognize that as an actual song.
It's probably that shitty band called Madison Rising. Have you ever seen those fuckers?
I have. I actually thought you were about to slam my favorite band, the Isotopes. So I'm glad.
No, you could do a whole show on those pieces
on Madison Rising. Labyrinth Mystic, always here for the Zane shitting. Don't apologize.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's a joke.
I just wanted him to give us more money.
Fucking
all right,
queer.
So, happy Pride Month. So what did Stu Peters put with that comment? This was a shit show. Recruits in boot camp can march in formation better than this. Sloppy, uninspiring, and gay with a cringe guitar riff. So now that we know what Stu Peters thought about it, which, I'm not going to lie, he's a guy who probably should have really enjoyed this. The cringe guitar.
The likes of Daniel Boone and Abraham Lincoln in their ranks.
He's right. They're just walking.
Terrorist attacks, Rangers were called
and the fucking guitar tech from Winger is wailing on a not so elaborate fucking solo. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And
I don't know if it's gay or not. He might just be one of those things where everything's gay. I don't know. But
well, as we continue our parade coverage for the most important day on the calendar for Eric Zane this year, we're going to be like the old Fox News slogan. We're going to report and you can decide. This video poses a question as to what was really happening at this parade. So it's the same moment from both PBS and Fox News. Okay. You hear some USA chanting. Okay. Pretty decent.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so then now this is the same moment covered on Fox News. And it's a lot louder.
Okay, so they had to pipe the USA in.
Yeah. So again, this is PBS, and this is the same clip. So it's not like I have a clip with lower audio. This is how it was posted.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so they cranked it up on Fox News. And no doubt everybody who's there is a plant who's saying USA, USA.
Well, I'm not going that far, but it's not consistent with the rest of the coverage that we've seen because as you were commenting, Eric, it was a raucous crowd that was out there for this. Really a boisterous turnout. You know, you mentioned the band Warrant a moment ago. Actually, I think you mentioned Winger. This is like Winger at the county fair level turnout.
This is, Anytown USA Memorial Day. That's what they're one deep.
Yeah. Every year in the town I grew up in, Greenwood Lake, New York, they would have what they called the bed race, which was a really low rent parade. And it had the town of 3,000 people had a better turnout than this. But all right. So this must just be like one isolated incident, right? Couldn't possibly be any other moments that are so quiet something funny happens during it. Eric, what do you think that squeaking is?
It's the old ass Sherman tanks that are squeaking through the streets. They should reenact that scene from Fury when it takes the guy's head off in the tank battle.
It sure is. Those are the squeaks of the old tanks. And the crowd's not able to drown out these squeaks of the tanks.
No. Everybody looks bored. This fucking parade. God damn it. I hate parades. They're the worst.
But, I mean, a military parade is probably, doubly worse to you.
If you're going to do a military parade, first of all these guys, not only are they not marching in sync, but they're not goose stepping, which is what they should have been doing to salute the Fuhrer for all of this. This is a North Korea / Nazi Germany parade. That's what it is.
Yeah, I just got a text from our buddy Carl, and he says this is the first time you've ever made sense on this show. So he appreciates this commentary.
Fuck yes. 2 years later, boom.
I want to get your thoughts. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but one of the things that President Trump did at this was administer the oath for new Army, inductees.
Do solemnly swear.
I state your name.
That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States of.
Okay, so you kind of get what this is.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts as you look out into that sea of men and women but mostly men, who are willing to risk their lives to keep us safe, Eric?
Well, I know exactly what you're attempting to do here.
I'm not attempting to do anything. I'm just asking you a question.
You're trying to get me to say something horrible about these young morons who have decided that they're too dumb to go to college. That when they're signing up to join the military. I know that's what you're trying to do. But I'm not going to fall for it, goddammit.
Okay,
I'm not going to fall for it and say something that I shouldn't, you asshole.
All right. Well, look, we've been at this for almost 2 years, and I do try to get you in hot water sometimes, but you managed to avoid it very well. Cat's missing upper lip. Stu Peters meets Stu Pedasso Eric Zane. Dude's probably mad because CB didn't read his super chat. I don't know. Oh, is that Stu Peters, or is there a super chat that we didn't read?
I'm gonna double check. And it's always when we do that. Hamilton Burger. Let's see.
Well, I'm just gonna show this one because you don't actually have to hear. Have you ever sounded Stu Peter? Said Dang Lizard, which we appreciate. They're just standing here and just literally standing on the stage. And this guy says, "All right, time to go, Mr. President." They had no idea that the event was over. And he's like, "Yeah, but I kind of want to bask in this a little bit more." But Labyrinth Mystic, they forgot to toss candy. That draws the fatties. You know what?
I always feel uncomfortable when Melania is there because she always gives me the impression that she's there against her will. Do you feel the same way?
Yes, 100%. And also, if you feel uncomfortable whenever Melania is there, imagine how she feels. She is far less comfortable than you are in watching her.
I love her so much. I mean, Mount Rushmore of women that my wounded dick won't stand up for. Melania and Lucy Snatchbox, or whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah, I believe that's the rebrand that's going around right now. So I have to give credit for an image that I saw, and I cannot take credit for this. Someone posted this on X, and it is Secular Talk, and it says the Nussy game is crazy. It's a zoom in on Trump's neck. So he's using the term Nussy to describe the fact that he has a neck pussy. This is Kyle Kalinske. He does a show, I guess the Kyle Kalinske show. So kudos to you, Kyle Kalinske. I don't know anything about you. I've
never heard of the term Nussy. That's first I've heard of that.
I'd never seen anyone with a Nussy before this, Easy. But here's a future meme for this show that people can do a screen grab of. So yes, I was very happy about that. Go ahead and see what Amanda Nappy's up to.
For $9.99, it's very sweet. Says Easy and Christian are part of the super tip boycott with KB Melton and Moody, and just stealing personal information. I'd also like to help make Google as rich and powerful as possible.
Yeah, I actually need to reach out to Carl about getting super tips on this show, because Chad Zumach has super tips now. And when that happened, I'm like, all right, I can't be that stupid that Chad Zumach is using super tips. He's not using it well, and he pissed off Melton by shitting on him when Melton was nice enough to help him out. So he only has 3 voices on there, but I've thought about it, and I think that super tips could be fun on this show. But thank you, Amanda Nappy. You keep giving us $20 super chats. I don't need to ask for it. We'll talk to Carl about it. Yeah,
there he is. God damn it, he's here. He writes, "We will talk."
Yeah, I think it would be fun, because we could get some of our own voices on here. You know, I mean, we have some regulars on here. I haven't come up with a good bear voice yet. But we have some friends of the show that we could incorporate. I would like a Nick Fuentes. I think we shouldn't do Trump. I feel like staying away from political figures has been something that they've talked about. You don't want. That's when you might start to really get into trouble. Anyway, I do have one more still photo that I want to share, and our buddy Trucker Andy brought this to my attention. This was MSNBC's coverage of the National Guard and the protests in New York City. Would you like to read that sign that's held up live on MSNBC? Thanks to Trucker Andy.
Yeah, it says National Guard D's nuts.
Yes, National Guard D's nuts. And thank you to Andy for making sure that I couldn't see it. I tried very hard to find this as an actual clip. All I could find is this. It's not even a screenshot, like people taking a photo of their TV. That's all we got. But National Guard D's nuts. I think that that is a crossover that we can all get behind here.
So we had the parade in the same day as the stupid Say No to the King rally, or whatever the fuck it was, right?
Yeah, I think now my understanding is that this was an anti Martin Luther King rally. So did I misunderstand that, or I think that's what they were doing, right? They were trying to give back the day to school kids who have to stay home every January 19th.
You know, that, or I don't know, Don King, whatever you want to say, but this was their moment to shine.
Right. And they possibly not fans of the band Kings of Leon.
Exactly. Lots of kings. Say no to these kings. And King of Rock, Run DMC. God damn it. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here we have a reporter who was covering this live on ABC, and not the parade. We've moved on to some of the protests and the events there. And this is in 2 parts. Here's the first part.
You're on TV, and now you're pushing me on live television. All right, we didn't touch anybody. You know that's true. You're okay. Thank you. I got it. So you can see.
Okay, so this reporter is being pushed by an LAPD police officer.
Yeah, and he is not fucking around.
Yeah.
All right.
And this guy's making the point that they're on live television. So, he does have a little bit of an advantage because of that.
Obviously, tensions are extremely high here.
Yes, because you touched the officer.
And I do love that. Tensions are really high. Yeah, because you touched the officer. And he by the way, the fact that he's got earbuds in drives me crazy. You're a reporter. You should have something better than that. But let's not dwell.
We have video testimony. They'll be touching off. Okay. Obviously, massively high tensions here. These folks are tired. They are also hot.
Okay, so he's saying that we never touched the officer. So here, let's rewind about 30 seconds. This is from a different source. This is one of those I filmed my TV. So let's see what happened right before we started this clip. So he's grabbing this reporter, and oh, wait a minute. Okay, instead of pausing it, I got rid of it. So he gets grabbed. We can see that. And the volume's so low that I'm just going to mute it. So he gets grabbed, but he grabs back is the point. Because he says right there. Yeah. Okay. So he's like, I didn't touch the officer.
And then, the cop immediately starts pointing him. He goes, you know the rules.
Yeah.
I am only allowed to bash your head in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
We have numerous examples of this. You are not allowed to do anything as we bash your brains into oblivion.
Yeah. But
that's why we're wearing this shit. We're going to bash your brains in.
So he's like, yeah, we have video proof. Well, the video proof shows you did touch him. Now he did get grabbed first, but he did touch the officer, which, you got to kind of do this thing.
Well, and the thing is the rules don't apply. You know how if you and I are on the street and you touch me and then I touch you, that's on you.
Well,
but
that's
if
a
I'm
pride,
walking
that's
down
a pride parade. If you and I are on the street touching each other, we know.
But if a cop walks up to me and does a Reginald Denny to my head with a cinder block, I can only go give me more. That's all I can do.
I think a lot of people are taking advantage of the police standing out there with their riot shields. We've seen videos of people who go to those guards at Buckingham Palace who are supposed to not move for any reason. They talk at them and yell at them. This guy thought that he was going to have some fun. And again, apologies. This is a largely video bit, but I think people are going to get it. So he's going through.
Oh, come on. Oh, boy.
Yeah. So he's going through. He's poking at him. And.
Oh, come on. Got a little too close. That shield. Hit him with the shield right in the head.
So he got a little too close. You flew a little too close to the sun, brother. And he gets bopped once. And then he's like, hey, man, what are you trying to do? And then he gets tossed on his ass.
God, those cops, they must have had so much fun. That is outstanding. Can you imagine the hard-ons in the locker room where they're getting the riot gear on, getting ready to go out for this thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit.
Look, that guy is intentionally provoking them. So are we supposed to feel bad for him? Because I don't. Amanda Lynn
No. I don't feel bad for anybody who suffered police violence in Los Angeles. I thought it was all warranted, frankly.
Yeah, because they don't come to my neighborhood. So I
don't give a fuck. I'm just watching this shit, you assholes.
Amanda Lynn Nappy, there was supposed to be a period after KB. Your shitty read was my fault, EZ.
And he gives us $5 to say that.
I know you could have said that with $1.99.
Holy shit. You are so generous.
Yeah, we appreciate that. All right. Well, look, all kinds of media are covering events like this. And even the alt-right conservative media. And they're out there making friends like they did with this lady.
Convinced you to bring that sign here today.
Oh, yeah. She's holding a sign that says 8647, which people are saying that means to kill 47. And people, I think, know what that means. And people who have that, people who've posted it, they're saying it's it's a restaurant thing. It's get rid of somebody. Why can't both be true? So this reporter is saying, why do you have that sign? And then she's going to continue the conversation.
A couple of things. But who are you?
I'm with Breitbart News.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
she
so this
gives
old
him
lady
the
just gives him-
finger. This mom, this grandma gives him the finger. She didn't like that at all.
She did not like hearing that he was from Breitbart News. Yeah. The rest of the conversation doesn't actually matter. But I did like that this little, this little old lady is like, oh, yeah. Oh, you're from Breitbart News. Well, then,
Every one of these No Kings protesters, the problem is the optics here.
Mm-hmm.
They all look like LARPers and people who play Pokemon Go too much and live with mom and dad. I mean, at least when there's a right wing protest, it's guys with eye patches coming up in Harleys, killing cops and shit like that. These guys, I just don't buy it with any of this because of how they're selling it. They look like a bunch of fucking pussies, frankly.
Yes, it's definitely the country club set. I don't know where this one was, but I feel like she was not down in the south central part of Los Angeles where that reporter got grabbed. I'm glad you mentioned people with eye patches because I have a really quick one. On Fox Business, Maria Bartiromo featured a post from President Trump that they didn't properly vet. It's actually from an account that I see a lot of stuff from called Wu-Tang is for the Children. And it is not from President Trump, but she shared it as though it was.
President handled it because, Congressman, he put out a tweet. He writes, a huge thank you to all the No Kings protesters yesterday. I was very concerned. A king was trying to take my place. But thanks to your tireless efforts, I am still your president. Great job, all.
So it does sound like something he would say.
Yep.
But it's not a tweet from President Trump.
No, it's not?
No.
That's right, you said that.
That was from Wu-Tang is for the Children.
All right,
very
outstanding.
different account.
But it definitely made it seem like Trump had said that.
Yes,
I can never take eye patch guy Dan. What's his face? Serious. I can't.
Dan Crenshaw. Well, I did like when, if you remember on this show when we featured him saying he wanted to kick Tucker Carlson's ass. It was the first time I.
Yes,
liked
that's
it.
true. That's true. It's like just put on a pair of fucking glasses or stick a fake eye in there. Just take your stupid patch off.
Yeah, look at how cool Blind Mike looks. He wears sunglasses all the time.
God damn it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jack Sparrow. We get it. All right. Move on, asshole.
So before we wind down politically, we do have to take a moment and look at international politics. And before we really dive into Israel bombing Iran, I think I want to point out that we're going to strictly cover this from the broadcasting perspective. Here's Iranian TV live on the air while I think you've seen this because of the way you're laughing. And I've seen a version of this where the woman is just talking about how tough they are, how they're going to stand tall. They will not back down. That's basically what she's saying here. So let's see how this goes.
ملاحظه کردید صدایی که شنیدید فضای غبارآلوده استادیوم
I mean, I feel like I've seen this on, I was going to say SNL, but maybe even like the Muppet Show, like a spaceship crashed into the news studio.
It reminded me of the scenes in Mystery Science Theater 3000 when Joel is there with the bots. And something goes haywire.
Listen to the control room.
Funny, right before she said that.
Yeah.
She said, we're going to the weather desk with Ahmed, who's going to talk about this evening's thunderstorms.
Well, here's how they had to do the rest of their broadcasts. And after that happened, of course, they let the man talk. Here he is outside the studio. This is the studio. While the building's on fire.
Oh, yes. Well, that's a doozy.
Yeah, that's either Tehran or Philly after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I'm not actually sure which one we're looking at right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy. Yeah, that's quite a thing. This is really, really adding to the stack of shit to talk about on who are these broadcasters. Again, the golden age here.
Yeah, especially because you have a fairly large contingent turning on Trump now. because he's like, he's a big Israel guy. And, there are not as many pro-Israel people that I think that they would want you to necessarily, realize that it's not as popular of a sentiment. I wasn't going to play this, but because this came up, Marjorie Taylor Greene was on with Matt Gaetz. And boy, if there was ever a show where the host and the guest are there to toe the bottom line, the talking point of the Trump administration, it would be Matt Gaetz' show on OAN with special guest Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, Congresswoman Greene, you have been a voice of reason and America's first policy.
Okay.
Tell us how you see this conflict between Israel and Iran.
Matt, I see it just as you do, and you laid that out so well. That's the America First message, but it's also the truth that the American people have woken up to. We've watched for decades propaganda news. I'll call out Fox News and the New York Post. They're known to be the neocon network news.
Okay, so Chaz Missing Upper Lip has a really important point, which makes me glad that I showed this clip. She's wearing a porn nurse costume. I don't see any lies there.
No, and I think she's hot, man. I have always thought this dumb hag is smoking.
Yeah. Well, she's calling out those liberal rags, Fox News and the New York Post.
We have propaganda news on our side, just like the left does. And the American people have been brainwashed into believing that America has to engage in these foreign wars in order for us to survive.
So, Marjorie Taylor Greene's coming out against getting involved, but I'm sure this will end well for Trump. I can't imagine. But I'm glad we got to show her in the porn nurse costume. Wired Christian for $2. TV's Frank never died. He is IDF. Frank Conniff, who played TV's Frank on Mystery Science Theater 3000. I do follow him on social media. I know he was in the hospital recently, but he's out and he's doing well. And he's given me a lot of laughs, so I don't give a shit what his politics are. Chad's Missing Upper Lip. Middle-aged white women will be the end of us all. Speak for yourselves. White women, take them or leave them. But I know what you're saying, Chad's Missing Upper Lip. Mandolin Nappy. No wonder EZ can't get it up. That's hurtful. All right. We need to do a quick drive-by over to talk shows.
WATB, who are these talk shows? Who are these talk shows?
So earlier today, our great friend, the great Cardiff Electric, did an emergency episode covering this morning's Mike Calta radio show, where the special guest was none other than, easy for me to say. See, that's why I should write everything out, because when I don't have it written out, I'm like, oh, how do I say none other than Stuttering John Melendez?
Okay.
Cardiff and our buddy Vinny Paulino covered that for about 90 minutes, and they did a great job breaking it down. So go find their coverage on Cardiff's channel. He did a great job with it. And there's one thing that I want to focus on. I can't imagine that Carl won't cover this tomorrow on WATP. Who are these podcasters? I believe is what that show's called. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. But Mike Calta asked questions that people like me would want the answers to. And so there's one moment, and I did try to get Cardiff and Vinny's attention in the chat. I wanted them to discuss this, but they didn't. So now I'm getting to do some Stutcho coverage here on our show.
Outstanding.
And so Mike Calta asked a really important question that I think a lot more people should ask John Melendez when they get a chance to talk to him.
Where are you getting all your money from? You got Tonight Show money left over, and where are you getting most of your money from?
Yeah, I have two pensions from the Writers Guild. I was a staff writer, and also, I was in SAG-AFTRA. Well, I am in SAG-AFTRA.
So he corrected himself there. He says, I was in SAG-AFTRA, which means that he's not an active member in that union because he hasn't been in front of the camera in a long time. So he catches himself and he's like, I am in SAG-AFTRA. So I feel like his membership is dormant. There's a reason why he cashed out his pensions, because he's not writing anything anymore. So he took, I think Cardiff described it as taking his Writers Guild pension after only writing for 4 years, and he took it
Right.
like, I don't know, 10 years early. Yeah.
And I think when it comes to a pension, I don't have one, but for those that actually have that benefit, if you're in the job not that long, it's not like it's a wheelbarrow full of cash, right?
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I mean, don't you have to pay in it your whole life just to get a nice supplement on your way out the door to match up with your Social Security? What the fuck's he talking about? It's probably $100 a month.
Yeah. And again, Cardiff did a great job covering this. I'm sure Carl will cover it as well. And he doesn't like talking about where his money comes from because as we finish up this clip, he changes the subject very quickly.
I get 2 pensions, so now I'm just kind of really enjoying life. I mean, my kids are all older. I got, 2 of my youngest are in college, and my youngest is in Harvard.
And yet none of them talk to you. So, congrats. You're enjoying life, John. Yeah, that's why you're at signing autographs at conventions that even you admit that you were a nobody at earlier in the interview. What were you going to say, Zane?
What a question, though. I mean, if you were to think about Mike Calta, have you all the times he's interviewed somebody that people have heard of, that's probably the only time he's said to any of them, where are you getting your money these days?
Yeah. Because usually you can figure. And by the way, he was there promoting a stand-up show that he's doing tonight. The hot Tuesday night ticket, Uncle Kevin's Off the Hook comedy restaurant. It's actually a seafood restaurant, but it's a comedy club and a seafood restaurant. Still tickets available. Everybody go and support our buddy Stut Joe. Go see him tonight. And as long as when you go, you record it and send it to Carl. Dr. Scotty Jones. Go ahead. You read it.
He says, I was in one union for 5 years. My pension from them is $175 a month.
All right. I mean, look, if you're also getting Social Security or something, I feel like I don't know how it works because I'm old, but I'm not that old. So
he's
good for
scraping
you.
by somehow. He's somehow.
Yeah.
Thank God for Carl. Carl has allowed this guy to have popularity that he's somehow able to sap some income out of. For people who troll him, and for the people who don't have any idea about the pathetic angle, we'll actually go see him at a comedy club.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's because they want to record it and send it to Carl, and but we always get to enjoy it. But it's at the point now where his set is always kind of the same, so it's not as fun. It's good when he banters with the crowd, So that's what he's known for, his crowd work. So please. Stay tuned for more coverage on the Mike Calta appearance by John Melendez. But we need to go have some fun over in sports.
Who are these sports? You know what I'm saying? Who are these sports? Let's see who's playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what to say.
Perfect audio. Every single time.
I still want it to be a little bit louder, just a touch, like half a click on the amplifier.
I agree with that.
So you sent me this clip. Shane Lowry is a golfer who was not having a great time at the U.S. Open at Oakmont Country Club, and he has been fined for the way that he verbalized his frustration. Unfortunately, this is the only version I can find of this clip, the one that you sent to me. It's the one that's out there. So because it's out there, nobody worked hard enough to try and find it. Not like me. I tried to bring you good audio. So the guy who recorded it talks during it, but you're going to get it. So let's see. It's just a little putt, but he's had a very frustrating day at this point. Shane Lowry has.
Okay.
So fuck this place, fuck it. And then the guy recording it's like, okay. So we didn't need that, buddy.
No, but, it was a 1-inch putt. It was it was embarrassingly easy.
Yeah.
And this guy has had it.
And then it comes up on the screen that he's apparently 14 over par at this point. And it's that's the fourth hole. He's 14 over par.
That is outstanding.
Yeah, no, that
Rich Voss is more stable on the course.
Yeah,
Mr. Wired Christian.
Wired Christian's not wrong there.
That's got to be funny, but I don't know what that's referencing. I mean, I know Rich Voss.
Rich Voss, the comedian. He plays a lot of golf.
Oh, okay.
This
I
next
know
one,
he's
you
a psychopath. So.
you also sent me this one, and I guess you have a personal connection to this.
I do.
So,
My friend of the family's ex-wife. You will see her.
yes, you will see her. This is a Tigers game.
Yeah.
And we're going to leave the audio up the first time we show it because the announcers clearly don't notice it because they just keep talking.
And she's got 2 beers in her hand. There she is.
Okay. So we're going to start the clip over, and she's walking with 2 beers. She slips, hits her head on the seat, and then this is a jump cut, and she's sitting. She's not up, and she's being tended to. And yes, I wanted to make sure to shout out the account you grabbed this from, Strike Zone Studios. So this is a friend's ex-wife, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and I know her. She's sweet. Her name is Paula, and that foot is so broken. By the way, I was talking to my brother-in-law, and he talked to her, and he goes, "Oh yeah, it's broken like 3 places. It's fucking terrible." So her foot was fucked.
So all she was trying to do was, be a good citizen and buy a couple of beers. They couldn't both be for her. And oh my God, she really just takes it to the noggin and to the ankle. And
where she got the money for those seats though, because they just put those in at the ballpark this year. They're $450 per.
So she's divorced. So
maybe she married a rich guy or some shit,
or single and looking to mingle.
I don't know. I don't know. God damn. The Wired says add the snapped celery sound effect or a Kit Kat. Yes, break a full Kit Kat right in half. That's what happened there.
This is in response to a super chat we got earlier. We know that Taylor Swift's relationship with Travis Kelce has all but ruined the NFL. I think that we all can understand that. Well, it looks like they're also trying to ruin hockey. So here is the Sportsnet, which is the Canadian coverage of the Stanley Cup Finals.
And sporting royalty arriving here at Amerant Bank Arena just a short while ago. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Swift actually with the song called Florida about escaping your problems when in the Sunshine State. We know what Kelce has done as a Super Bowl champion. And coming off Game 3, we know the
Yeah. So all right. The hockey guys are trying to talk about. I guess he has a song called Florida, which honestly I didn't even know. So that's just them at the game. But then there's a really exciting moment with like 20 seconds, a game tying goal by the Florida Panthers.
The truck with it.
And who do they cut to? In the stand, we need to know. This is a great moment. They tied it up with less than 20 seconds.
It's coming.
It's coming. Barely paying attention to it.
Doesn't have any idea what's going on.
Yeah, and I guess that's a panther. I thought he was a bear, but
yeah. I can't find it now, but Chad, no, here it is. Chad's missing upper lip writes, he looks like, okay, so referring to Kelce?
Yeah. I'm not sure who he's talking about.
I'm not sure who you're
looks
referring
like Jonathan Taylor Thomas, probably not present day. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, but gayer. So we appreciate that. I'm not sure who he's talking about. Maybe Travis. But in any case, the NBA season is about to be over. The hockey season, the basketball season are both about to end. So I have to share this clip. I have literally been sitting on it for months. I always keep pushing it. It's a perfect example, Easy, that not everybody has the great chemistry that you and I do. This is from a broadcast on NBA TV.
Yeah, I saw that. The coaches don't get medals, I guess. It just tells you what international, how they value coaches. Not at all.
I'm surprised.
How do coaches don't get a gold medal?
I'm surprised coaches get a paycheck for this show. You know, I think like maybe you should do this pro bono, my friend.
So his co-host is a former coach. And so he's saying, I can't believe coaches don't get a gold medal. And so this guy's trying to have some fun. He's like, hey, I can't believe they pay you for this shit.
You know, last time I looked at my check, it's pretty close. So, hey, I'm taking donations. Why don't you come up off some of that money you got since you're over there bragging about it?
I'm not bragging about it.
Well, I mean, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you rent your beach house out down in Florida during the hurricane? Or do I need to go on? How about your townhouse over in Buckhead?
Hey, what's going on here, Sam?
You want to call me out? I mean, come on.
Oh, it's serious.
Yeah, no. It was joking around for a second.
Yeah,
and then he's like talking about how this guy's got 3 houses.
The old guy who looks like his first name is Nipsey is just going for it. Fucking A.
For people that don't know Atlanta, Buckhead is the really fancy, expensive area there in Atlanta. Yeah.
Broke and hungry. Let's just see it. You know, I know what you have and where you live, young fella, so you need to stop.
I think we have snitches on the show today.
No, we don't have snitches. We have
Sam
truth tellers.
Mitchell.
We have truth tellers, so you're the one who crying poor and just up here.
You sure are.
Do I need to keep going on further, more and more? Or do you want me to stop right now?
Go to this game between the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors.
You're going to stop messing with me on national TV. I done told you about that.
Well, it's NBA TV, so most people don't have it.
This would have been so much better if Nipsey's co-host was some white guy. Now we've got a fight.
Then we would have had a real fight.
Hey, do I need to give out the address? Because you're not at home right now.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
A game
I love how much those two hate each other, and I have kept an eye on them. I don't know how much they were paired together.
Outstanding. What is the origin of that again? What is the network?
So that's NBA TV. So that's
NBA TV.
It's like there's an MLB network, there's an NHL network. So it's basically that version. It's the NBA TV. Not everybody has it. I believe you have to pay extra for it on your cable package. One of those. Deals. Yeah. But I needed to share that before I don't know what Dwyer Christian's saying. I'm busy looking for clips. What's going on?
Dwyer Christian says bigger rich. I think he's referring to those country stars.
Yeah, big and rich, I think is what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what it contextually doesn't work out, but all right, if you say so.
Yeah. This is a great moment, and we're gonna have a lot of baseball clips the next couple months because it's going to be all that's left. But here's a teammate celebration that I think wasn't intended to be broadcast live on the Marquee Network, which is the regional sports network of the Chicago Cubs. A celebration in the tunnel from Justin Turner. You'll notice that there may be an accoutrement, as they say, indicating that this wasn't intended for television. And the fact that the announcers have to both cut their mics afterwards, and you'll see how long they don't talk for. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
Game brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade for the love of lemonade.
There's Justin Turner.
Justin Turner, you are our fan of the game. Woo!
Okay, so Justin Turner's down there in the tunnel, and you noticed he's jumping. Did you notice what he might be wearing there, EZ?
He's got looks like his dick is sticking out.
Well, he's got fake balls. Those are not his real balls.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are fake balls.
Still, looks like the truck nuts. Looks like a set of truck nuts.
This just went, and the game's in progress. The announcers are nowhere to be found. Still not talking.
Still laughing. That says now Zane's dick starts to move.
That's the first.
So finally, they're like, okay, that's the first out. So I would have loved the side mic. We've got one more clip before we get to a really important, great moments in broadcast history. This was a first pitch at a Mets game last week. Tiffany Stratton, who is part of the WWE, nickname Tiffy, and she had a first pitch, and we've featured some epic first pitches on this show before. If we ever revisit the topic, this is probably a top 2 or 3 contender. So let's see how Tiffy does. It's Tiffy time, she says.
Okay.
And then they slow it down here.
Powerful. Wow, did she let that rip? Oh my God.
I mean, just absolutely, just the catcher, Young, who's he's a utility player, gets a DH sometimes. He's just like, I can't believe I have to fucking go chase down this ball that she threw into the stands.
Look at, I cannot believe how powerful those thighs look. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine the poor son of a bitch she wraps him around?
I mean, just imagine. Well, your dick doesn't work, but I feel like your tongue does. So you could probably get in there.
She could kill somebody. That's just fucking terrible.
Well, we need to wind down the show the way we so often do, with a great moment in broadcast history.
PTB, who are these broadcast history? Who are these broadcast history?
And we lost what they might call a real one. Just in the last few days, we lost what some would say was the greatest American musical mind of the 20th century. Brian Wilson passed away. Brian Wilson, who unfortunately lived life to the fullest in the 60s and 70s, and then he was still on the earth for 50 more years. And he really hung around for a long time.
Oh, this guy was a crackpot as soon as the drugs really, I mean, he's always a 75 on. Anything after Pet Sounds, this guy was a crack.
So my entire life, he's been a little bit out there. And to celebrate the great body of work and to commemorate the untimely passing of the great Brian Wilson, this is from 2011. He's on with Canadian talk show host George Stroumboulopoulos, who people just call Strombo for short. And he was promoting, I can't believe none of us knew about this. In 2011, he had just put out an album of Gershwin music. So that's what he's here to promote. And Strombo asks him about it.
The idea of reimagining Gershwin songs and even finishing some Gershwin songs, how did you decide to do this?
Well, the Disney people came to me and they said, would you like to do an album called Brian Wilson Sings Gershwin? And I said, absolutely. I love Gershwin, my idol, all right? Ever since I was 3 years old, his music is going out my ears,
How did you first hear it, Gershwin?
Oh, I was 3 years old. My grandmother played it for me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Does the song remind you of those times? Does it connect you to your grandmother and all that?
Yeah, it does. When we recorded the album, I said, my God, I'm going back in time here. I'm going back in time, to 3 years old.
So in the last 10 seconds, did you understand why I played that clip for so long?
Well, yeah, but what's amazing is that's the most cogent quote I've heard that guy speak since I've ever heard him say anything.
Well, I've got 5 clips of him from here, so we'll see. But
does it connect you to your grandmother and all that?
Yeah, it does. When we recorded the album, I said, my God, I'm going back in time here.
So he doesn't have a nussie in his neck, but I think he's got what Justin Turner had dangling between his legs.
Okay. He's always had a weird look. He's, this is, I can't believe he made it to 82.
Yeah, exactly. So he is going to explain what it is that he likes about Gershwin.
Gershwin, what do you hear?
Oh, I hear harmony. I hear all kinds of. He's into rock and roll, Yeah. George Gershwin is into rock and roll in 2000.
Yeah, we all know that.
And what's the most rock and roll part of it to you?
Yeah.
Well, Rhapsody Blue. Ba 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 ba. Remember that?
Yeah.
Ba ba
No.
ba ba. That's rock and roll.
Nice. And how does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel proud and exuberated. Yeah.
That's a good place to be.
How often do you think he feels exuberated at this point? But I believe that word is exuberant. But
exuberant.
He's a musical genius.
Whoever this Strombo is, he's like, okay, I have to talk to him like he's a little boy. This is what I'm doing. I'm talking to a child.
You're
so
not
sad.
You're not wrong.
When you do you like Beethoven and stuff like that? Do you hear?
I like Bach and Tchaikovsky, but mostly Bach. Yeah.
When you hear Bach, what do you hear?
I hear. What do you think that is? California Girl. Yeah, nice. I got the California beat. The California beat from Bach himself.
That's where you got it from. So what that would imply then is that music is not something that starts with you, that it's out there and it's just going through the filter of you.
This guy is a trooper, and I don't understand how he can actually come up with with questions like he's talking to a person who's not retarded, but he actually is doing it somehow.
I was wondering how long it would take for that word to get thrown out.
Yeah,
here.
well,
And,
that's this. My wife works in special ed, and every year I go and I several times a year I go and I'll see the kids and say hi and get to meet them, and they're all lower IQ than this, or higher IQ than this animal.
Yeah, this version of Brian Wilson is not the one who wrote God Only Knows. Yeah,
No, he ruined his brain, and it's just such a fucking waste.
Well, I don't know. I mean, at this point in 2011, I'm sure there was still some creativity left. And
I don't know about that.
Strombo's going to ask him.
For a guy that's written so many big songs, are you still writing songs regularly?
Yeah, no, I haven't been writing for a while.
No,
not for a while.
So,
what?
Yeah, no, I haven't. Yeah, and then he's gonna dig deeper though. Strombo wants to know more about this process.
Is there a reason for it that you haven't?
I'm retarded.
No, it's a dry spell. Yeah,
dry spell.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that people sometimes assume that if you have a gift or if you're going to write songs that it's for forever, but maybe
no. People are wrong about that.
Yeah.
It only comes when it comes of a song. I mean, it's difficult to sit there for 5 years and not be able to write a song. You know, got to be patient.
How long do you think he was patient at this point in 2011? When do you think was the last time? Because I know Kokomo was in 1988, but I don't want to count that because that's a terrible song.
Yeah, I don't even know did he actually write that, or was it
No,
that
that's probably
weirdo that's always wearing the baseball hat?
Yeah, Mike Love. Yeah. Or are you talking about Chad Zumach? I'm not sure.
Definitely Love, but Chad. I don't know. God, I feel bad whenever I hear this constantly inebriated windbag go on and on. It's just bad.
Well, he, as in Strombo, decides to ask about something music related, what was going on in the headlines at this point. Brian mentioned Phil Spector. So obviously that is something that's worth touching on a news / talk show.
Phil Spector scenario. I know he's such a huge influence in rock and roll.
Oh, he was my education. He taught me how to produce records and how to get behind the beat and make that all happen like a wall of sound.
Right.
He also told me what to do when a bitch wouldn't listen. I don't think Brian said that, but he's going to ask. He's going to double down, and Strombo's really trying to get an answer here.
And he taught you that. So when you're watching somebody who's important to you, their life play out in the press, and very negatively, including a big conviction, how does that make you feel?
Well, I feel sorry for those who can't, finish a song. Makes me feel sorry,
It's a hard world out there sometimes, isn't it?
It sure is, yeah.
So the Phil Spector story makes him feel bad for people who can't finish a song.
What? Yeah,
that was his
weird.
answer. Yeah.
God.
And this guy lived 14 more years. I need to do this. I need to end on the most fun clip from the interview. I think we're all going to be laughing and just being like, Brian Wilson, gone too soon. We miss him. I think this is going to have a smile on all of our faces.
Most about your dad, what would you say?
Most about my dad?
Yeah.
My spankings. He used to take a belt, believe it or not, and double the belt over, twist it so it's like a double belt. Then you go, whoo, 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 on my butt.
How old are you?
14. Yeah, and he like, every couple of months he'd get mad about something. He'd go, get in the bathroom, get in the bathroom. And I go, wham, wham. And he used to beat me in the ass, It really, really, really hurt my feelings.
Oh! It really hurt his feelings and his ass. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Do you think that was a story to tell on a fun chat show with a studio audience?
Yeah.
Easy?
The only question that would have been worth all of this is bullshit. This is the best moment here. At that point, way before, he should have said, why are you so fucked up? What happened to you that made you as fucked up as you are? That's the only thing anybody cares about. We don't give a shit about Gershwin or whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
What did you do to make your brain cream of wheat?
Yeah. How many tabs of acid was it before it was just all over? It probably was good for 100, 200. We got some great music.
Just falling over themselves talking about this degenerate for days. Oh, it's so great. Yeah, he made an album 8 years ago, assholes. Nobody gives a fuck. And I listened to that goddamn thing. That's a weird album. It's just stupid.
You mean Pet Sounds?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Good Vibrations, yes. Sloop John B, God only knows. That's it. The rest, fuck off. All of those songs are horrible.
Well, if you want a really good take on it, you need to check out Opie from Gephard's over the weekend. Opie had some really hot takes on how, you might not believe this, but the Beatles heard Pet Sounds. And then they thought, oh, we need to step it up a notch. And that's how
I've never heard that.
I know. I had never heard that before
That's
either.
Outrageous. Where did he get that nugget of info?
Our buddy Carl covered that with Husey and Lucy Tightbox. And, of course, the great producer Chris on Saturday's WATP. So go dig that out. Before we get to our voicemail, do we have any super chats, he asks, hoping that the answer isn't no.
Yes. Well, Labyrinth Mystic he has spent a lot of money. Oh my God. He writes WATB, the place where stuff happening. Who cares of how many gallons of cum Aaron swallowed this week? Keep us up to date, lads.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that. I mean, I think that the gallons is a very large number, but we appreciate the fact that there's always more is what I'm trying to say. So that was it. Lambert Mystic, all that time we went so long without super chats.
Yeah. Well, and Hamilton Burger also says late, $2 Canadians. Easy deems Brian Wilson an honorary veteran. Yeah. I would say there's no bigger joke than Brian Wilson and all of our armed forces.
Well, that is our friend Eric Zane there that just said that. And we appreciate that. Thank you, Hamilton Burger. Hamburger. And you must have felt like at home having Strombo clips here on the show for the first time ever. All right. So we got sort of a video voicemail. Obviously, you can go to whoarethese.com to get the voicemail number. Leave a message. Just tell us that it is for WATB. And we always appreciate that. But it is also entirely possible that you can just directly email me, Bladtcast, BLADTCAST @gmail.com. And that's where we'll have our voicemail from Dame Taft. But if we have a $10 super chat, we should put that up. Or is that
and we will get to that. We definitely will.
Okay. So let's hear from Dame Taft.
I love Dame Taft's voicemail messages.
It's the Dame Taft is Fantastic WATB voicemail segment with video embellishment.
Oh, boy.
Hey, CB. Nice haircut. What do you call that? The Philadelphia? You homo. Better not get too close to him, Easy. Don't let him cough on you. AIDS.
Huh? Well, that's what I get for not watching it first, right, Eric? I told you I didn't.
I like how he really got up to that mic and really got all over it. Outstanding.
He really leaned into the Philadelphia moment, though. The transition of my face into Tom Hanks from Philadelphia.
See it, but maybe you have AIDS. I think you're a little too porky to have AIDS, frankly.
Thank you. You know what? That's the nicest thing you've ever said, that I'm too porky to have AIDS. So we much appreciate that. Thank you, Easy. Well, that is our show. And as I mentioned, you go to whoarethese.com to get our voicemail number and just say it's for WATB. And we always appreciate that. And of course, while you're there, join the Patreon, become a YouTube member. You'll get those Saturday bonus episodes. Those Saturday episodes you can watch live, and the bonus episodes like Living in the Past, which they did last week, I believe.
Can you imagine if we did a Patreon episode for their Patreon? You know how we bogart Carl's YouTube channel?
Mm-hmm.
If we did an episode, those people would lose their mind. It'd be so mad.
Oh, if one of the 2 bonus episodes he did in a month was me and you, yeah. We should, I'm sure he would get only positive feedback.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to do that. I don't think Carl's not the one to like go out of his way to try to upset people, right?
Yeah, no, he likes to make sure everybody's always very happy.
Right, that's what I thought.
But the people giving him money, actually, I think he legitimately does want to keep them happy. EZ, where can people find you?
My podcast is live on Twitch every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. I have a Patreon. My audio is available wherever you download shows, everywhere. And you can email me if there's anything I've said that has hurt you. Okay.
Yeah.
Send me an email. Don't be a child.
Yeah.
Call me out at Eric at ericzaneshow.com.
Yes, you can get to him directly there.
Yeah.
I'm at blackcast@gmail.com, my personal podcast, The Blackcast, BLADTCAST. And you will be able to find me and Lucy Tightbox tomorrow talking about Wes Anderson's latest film, The Phoenician Scheme, and how it compares to the rest of his filmography. That'll be 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I had to add 3 because it's noon my time.
Is this his first film since the hotel one?
No, he's done a couple. He did one a couple years ago called, I think, Asteroid City, which I'll spoil a little bit. I liked it a lot more than this one. This one. This one's this one's fine, but I like that one a lot more. So DeWired Christian wanted to make sure that Carl was still here. He said, let's do it. All right.
Yeah.
So as Carl always says, just do it.
All right.
We're going to have to take away one of the bonus episodes.
Yes, we're going to
It's
take
gonna
away.
have to be who are these broadcasts?
A month of Patreon. It's all us. There will be no other shows on Patreon except Christian and myself. We're giving the people what they want.
I don't think he agreed to that, but yeah. Look, we could do something great. Honestly, we've done a couple of bonus episodes, and I talked about like 100 other ones. In any case, that is our show. So we appreciate everybody in there. And L Dirtbag, I'm sorry. I know that we keep trying to get out of here, but to say that One Too Many is greater than Wes Anderson movies, you're saying all of them. You're saying that One Too Many is better than Rushmore. I just have to pick one. In any case, I lost that super chat because I was engaging with the pores. But that is our show. As always, I'm Christian Bladt, reminding you that every mic is a hot mic. Every mic is a hot mic. And there's the dog. Hot mic. And Amanda Linnappy, Easy and Christian are part of the Super Tip boycott with KB, Melton, and Moody are just stealing personal information and also like to help make Google as rich and powerful as possible. Well, it's 2 things now that we've said we'll talk to Carl about. So, you may see Super Tips on the show before you know it. But thank you, Amanda Linnappy. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Eric Zane. And thanks to Carl for even giving us this spotlight for almost 2 years.
I love him forever.
We'll be back next week with episode 99. And there are big things afoot for episode 100 in 2 weeks. So please keep tuning in. We'll see you next Tuesday.